sociology. In this role, he argued sociology could be the master discipline of politics. The sociological imagination would feed the political imagination. Before you are through with any piece of work, no matter how indirectly on occasion, he insisted, orient it to the central and continuing task of understanding the structure and the drift, the shaping and the meanings of your own period, the terrible and magnificent world of human society in the second half of the 20th century. The Port Huron Statement. Tom Hayden was a natural wordsmith and was the first to find fresh language to convey new mood. The Port Huron Statement, for which he was the lead author, was discussed in June 1962 by a group of about 60 people, feeling, as he later remarked, that they were giving voice to a new generation of rebels. There were a number of influences. Arnold Kaufman, Hayden's philosophy professor at Michigan, had introduced him to John Dewey as an exponent of the democratization of all social institutions. From Camus came a way of thinking about rebellion as a way of life, and from C. Wright Mills, a critique of the prevailing distribution of power, but also something more personal. It was partly that they were both lapsed Catholics, but it was also that what unsettled him about his own family could be explained. As he read Mills, Hayden saw a portrait of his father, an accountant for Chrysler, proud in his starched white collar, occupying his accountant's niche above the union workforce and below. I need a lot of grass mowing today, so I got a little bit of allergies. It was partly that they were both lapsed Catholic, but it was also that what unsettled him about his own family could be explained. As he read Mills, Hayden saw a portrait of his father, an accountant for Chrysler, proud in his starched white collar, occupying his accountant's niche above the union workforce and below the real decision makers, penciling in numbers by day, drinking in front of the television at night, muttering about the world to no one in particular. Mills explained for Hayden the factors that made people uninterested and apathetic in the face of Camus' plague. In the face of Camus' plague, bureaucratic elites welcomed passivity and had no incentive to encourage true democracy. Mills had written of the emergence of the cheerful robot, a creature of mass society with an illusion of freedom but unable to influence the larger structures of power. Between the little man's consciousness and the issues of our time, there seems to be a veil of indifference. His will seems numb, his spirit meager. In this spirit, the Port Huron Statement opened, acknowledging the awkwardness of the position of the students. We are people of this generation, bred in at least modest comfort, housed now in universities, looking uncomfortably at the world we inherit. They did not claim to be speaking for the masses, but were a self-declared minority, observing that the vast majority of our people regard the temporary equilibriums of our society and world as eternally functional part students didn't give a damn about the apathy. A Milesian analysis was offered of why people felt so powerless and had succumbed to indifference. People are fearful of the thought that at any moment things might be thrust out of control. They fear change, since change might smash whatever invisible framework seems to hold back chaos from them now. Yet there was optimism about humanity. We regard men as infinitely precious and possessed of unfulfilled capacities for reason, freedom, and love. If core values could be rediscovered in a moral realignment, then there was a possibility of a political realignment. Politics was not a means to an end, it was an end in itself. Participation, encouragement, and engagement serving to heal the divide that had opened up between people in their society. The new leftist statement insisted must transform modern complexity into issues that can be understood and felt close up by every human being. It must give form to the feeling of helplessness and indifference so that people may see the political, social, and economic sources of their private troubles and organize to change society. In a time of supposed prosperity, moral complacency, and political manipulation, a new left cannot rely on only aching stomachs to be the engine of social reform. The immediate cause for the students was civil rights in the South. This meant their appetite for activism and provided experiences that were more instructive and meaningful than anything that could be gained through studying the political classics. But that could only take the movement so far. The aim was to move the demand for rights into all the institutions rather than just the electoral process. Sorry. Come on, vente. Come on. The immediate cause for the students was civil rights in the South. This meant their appetite for activism provided experiences that were more instructive and meaningful than anything that could be gained through studying and political classics. But that could only take the movement so far. The aim was to move the demand for rights into all institutions rather than just the electoral process. The starting point for the demands to be heard was therefore their own institutions, the universities. Here they were expected to conform, accept what they were told in class without demur, and follow all rules at risk of expulsion. Gradually, this new mood made itself felt. A clash over the rights of core to organize on the San Francisco Berkeley campus led to the first big student demonstrations. Dick Flax, a young academic closely involved with the Port Huron statement, observed the tension between the developing movement as a way of life and as an agency of change. The way of life he called existential humanism, which required no more than acting according to core beliefs, constantly striving to approach an ethical existence, but he saw that this could be irresponsible, searching for a personally satisfying mode of life while abandoning the possibility of helping others to change theirs, of placing tremendous hope in the movement of the immediate community.